Super Bowl Sunday.
Years of Super Bowls have led us here. More history to be written tonight as we get underway. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. To the air right away is May. And that's going to be incomplete.
Man coverage to start the game, and I expect we'll see a good amount of that. They trust their secondary to hold down the fort and let their pass rushers get home. And that's a good job right on play one.
Play action, May. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Everyone rolls into the Super Bowl saying, hey, I'm confident. I'll just do what I did before. But let's face it, you got to be wary of the jitters going into a big game like this. Super Bowl's unlike any other game you're going to play.
And now he's starting out 0 for 2. We'll see if he can rebound. Short pass caught by Henry. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's May. Got a man. And the ball is knocked out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Following the fumble recovery, Purdy. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jennings. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
It's caught at the 10. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. Well, that's how you convert on 3rd down with an explosive gain of 34.
Well, after the standard 2-week layoff, you always wonder how's your offense going to respond and come out and play here in the Super Bowl. Well, they got a great answer right there and almost a sigh of relief on that side of the field because now they've got to feel like they can use their entire playbook and game plan for this one.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a 1st. The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a bit.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Keon White got in there for the sack.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Well, that is not what you want to see from him on the big stage, obviously, and he's been so reliable all season long.
A big part of why they've gotten here to this game, but you have to wonder, will this haunt them later as the Super Bowl progresses?
First carry now for Ramondre Stevenson. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first. They run once more with Stevenson. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball, then limit that gain.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
14 yards is the pickup there and a New England first down. Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless first quarter. Douglas, the man in motion. They'll throw on first down with May. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. Down to the 10, and into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick 6 here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there, because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have a nose for the football, and it pays off again on that play.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And Gibson decides against bringing it out. New England's offense set to go. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Up the middle, here's Stevenson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
From the gun, it's May. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. We are just getting started here at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. 1 quarter in the books. 7-0 is our score. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, here's May. Steps away to his left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. They'll try the left side with Stevenson. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. That one good for 13 and a New England first down. Douglas, the man in motion. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Throwing here is May. Loose inside the 30. And he'll be taken down at the 26. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's May. Got the connection here to Bourne. Touchdown, Patriots. Kendrick Bourne, 26 yards. And the Pats are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and we are tied at 7. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it was Kendrick Bourne who was able to cap things off with a touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Purdy now to throw off the play action. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Flush to his right. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing here, Purdy. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And the Pats will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. Quick throw there is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Looking to throw. May. Passed. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. CD, that's the 2nd time this half they put it on the carpet. Now, the first one they lost. Good news here, it doesn't cost them.
They do say that things even out in the course of a ball game, so you mentioned they lost the first one. This time, able to retain possession, but they can't get into this habit. The ball can't continue to go on the ground.
Here's 2nd and 7. To the air, May. And that's going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
He's got his target. That's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 21. Now May on 1st down. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now 2nd and 9. They'll throw with May. He's got it. Touchdown. Hunter Henry from 19 yards away. And the Patriots will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes the score 14-7. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone. Could potentially tie this game up. Escaping the pressure right. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Purdy. Buying time to his left. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down. Here's Purdy. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
2nd down, here's Purdy to throw. Dancing to his left. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. On 1st down, it's Purdy. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Flushed out right. High throw, but the catch is made. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Purdy sets up to throw again. Being chased out left. Well, same target, same result. It's Kittle. Touchdown 49ers. George Kittle as the first half is winding down. And the 49ers have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. McCaffrey. will score. Touchdown, 49ers. Just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in after report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Moody good with the extra point. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And through one half at least, this Super Bowl has been everything it was cracked up to be. All tied. What's your key for them, Charles, in the second half?
Simplicity, partner, because in the Super Bowl, with the extra time at halftime, I think some stats get caught up in trying to design too many.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the third quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime. They're fortunate to retain possession.
And Kyle Shanahan doesn't care much for that last call, so out comes the red challenge flag. So winds up a very smart decision to throw the flag. They reset the spot, and now that's a first down. This goes to the tight end, Eric Saubert. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
Yeah, they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in.
The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Able to convert on 3rd and 14, a terrific play call.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes at that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Play action. Now Purdy. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
On second down, here's May. That pass complete. Here's Butte with it. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
They'll try and run for the first with Stevenson. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Credit the sack to Fred Warner. So that's the end of 3 here in Super Bowl 59 from Caesars Superdome. The fourth and final quarter coming right up. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on third down. To throw, it's May. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. And he's got this down to the 35. The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another first down. Douglas, the man in motion. Throwing now, May on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Straight ahead at Stevenson. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. A field goal try would be almost 50 yards from this spot. So what can they do to get closer now on third down? Now back to throw. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to break our fourth quarter tie. Sly able to put this one through. And they take a 17-14 lead. So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the fourth quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Flush to his right. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Back to the air on second down. Purdy forced out to his left. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 18 yards, first down Niners. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Steps away to his left. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks. Pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Eluding the pressure right. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Purdy. Buying time to his left. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. They'll run for it. McCaffrey. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Well, they did the part they had to do. Quick throw got the first down.
But that doesn't allow them to relax. They still have plenty of work to do.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Here's Purdy to throw. Dancing to his left. That's complete to the tight end, Saubert. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. This is 1st and 10. Purdy to throw. Being chased out left. Oh, a great grab by Kittle. And he is going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. Here's Purdy. Forced out to his left. Throw the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Here comes 2nd down. To throw is Purdy. Steps away to his left. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds.
They're not out of it yet, but in order to come back, they need to play clean football the rest of the way. He makes a correct read there, passing on challenging a blanket coverage and getting the first down with his legs instead.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this one away.
And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow.
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. May going to try and throw for it. And this is caught. And it's a 3-point game. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
So Purdy and the Niners down by a field goal, a little over 30 seconds remaining. They need at least a field goal to send this down. And brought down, but a big gain, a gain that they needed. The only thing to keep in mind here is with him being tackled in bounds, that clock is moving. Throwing, Purdy. Buying time to his left. That's caught downfield by Kittle. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
On the ground, McCaffrey, and he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Now Moody for the PAT. And it would appear they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with what most likely will be the game-winning touchdown. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. And the San Francisco 49ers will hoist the Lombardi Trophy as Super Bowl champions. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.